Hey everybody, Tony Pellegrino with GenRight Off-Road, and it is that time of year when, I don't know about you, but I want to go snow wheeling. And the last time I was out, even though I aired down, I decided the snow was deep enough that I wanted some chains. Well, if you've ever looked for chains for a 40-inch plus tire, they're almost impossible to come by. And if you find them, they're gonna be like $500–600. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to build your own. It's not tough. It just takes a few things from Home Depot or off of Amazon and a little cutoff wheel, and you'll be able to put your own chains together. So let's go through the steps. First off, I bought myself a box, a 100-foot box over at Home Depot of 3/16 chain. It was 168 bucks. From that, you just take a piece of it and you're gonna wrap it around kind of the high point in your tire, like the center of the bubble on your tire. And just be careful not to keep dragging it off of there as you go around. You're just gonna get this put around here, and then we're gonna mark it with a Sharpie. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You're looking for like an approximation here to kind of get that out there. And then I've got a nice red Sharpie that shows up well here. And we're gonna mark this right here. This is the one I'm gonna cut. Now to cut a chain link, you just have to cut a section out where the rest of the links can slip off. So, you know, that makes it pretty easy. And then obviously you're gonna make one for this side and one for the other side that matches, right? So we'll cut this one, then we will literally lay it on the floor, mark it, cut the second one, and then we're gonna start working on the pieces that that connect these two all the way around, the part that's actually biting in the snow or on the ground. All right, so let's cut this one and see what we got for the next one. All right, it's important that you cut out a section big enough so that you can slip the chain out of it, and then this piece becomes the throwaway. You don't use that anymore. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is stand this tire up. And we know, we're gonna take a tape measure here, and we know we're gonna go around to those two high points on the tire that we just did our circumference of the chain, right? So this is measuring at about 16 inches. So what I wanna do is I wanna cut the chain to about 15.5 because we're going to use these S hooks, which will give us about another inch by the time these are compressed and stretch everything out. So that'll get us to about 16.5, which will put us right on that high point we want. All right, we're gonna lay out the ones that we cut to go around the side. So we'll lay those down on the floor here, get them all stretched out nice so that they're even, and we're gonna start placing the cross pieces of chain with the S hooks. And okay. So just make it somewhat even so that you can make sure you're getting all your pieces, you know, pretty evenly placed. Okay, so now we know we're gonna start with one way down at this end, so we're gonna spread these out a little bit more. And we know that we want the next one about 10 inches, so we'll check that in a second. We're gonna grab, I bought a whole box of these S hooks. They end up being about 25 bucks, but you're gonna use them all. So, cause you got a bunch of these to do. So two there, and I'm gonna use a big pair of channel locks, or you can use vice grips or whatever, you know, if you just have some giant pliers. But basically you're going to be squeezing these guys closed. So I'm not gonna go on the very end, I'm gonna go one from it, And we're gonna squeeze these closed. And it's not that tough, but you definitely wanna get a good bite on that. Okay, so we've got our first one set now. So now what we wanna do is go about 10 inches. So that's actually up here more. There we go. Okay, then we'll put the S hook on this one. Okay, so ideally, like I said before, if you've got a smaller tire, you just want these evenly spaced around the tire. And obviously, a smaller tire is gonna take fewer of these, and they won't be as wide as mine because this is a 1350, so if you've got a 1250 or a 1050, they're gonna be a little bit shorter. Now that we've got all of our S hooks crimped down with the pliers, we're gonna go ahead and drape this thing on here and just try and get it. We're just doing a test fit here. So just like you would, if you were putting it on the vehicle out in the field, you kind of lay it on there and then you pull the vehicle forward and then you can connect these things. So let's see here. Here's my first one. Now I'll get this guy going. You just thread this closed and then we'll move over to the other side and see if we can complete this, because this whole thing will start tightening up as we go to put this together. Make sure the chain's not twisted. You want it centered. So you can see now that we've got it all the way around the tire. Then you need to pick up. Everybody's seen these on tire chains before. These are like $1.98 each. And you're gonna put them, across, right? You'll go across the tire chain, and this will keep the chains tight on the wheel. And they sell these in different lengths. Obviously I'm not pulling it super tight right now, but you want this because it's gonna keep the chain tight on the tire. And what you wanna do is you wanna make a crisscross with these rubber bungees. So we're gonna want some going from, over here, all the way across to over here. So that way, no matter how the tire's rolling, it'll keep it tight. Ideally, you'd like this to be a one-piece strap. So they sell them in different lengths. This one's a longer one. That's probably the correct, that would be the correct length. So this one is 24 inches. So just buy the ones that fit yours correctly and man, get out there and have a good time.